is. Woo, woo. It's cold today, guys. It is cold in Washington State, and if you can't tell, it's super gloomy out. I got the Super 73, and I don't think it's fair if I tell you guys I hate it, because right now I hate it, but I haven't really taken it on a real test ride, so that's what we're trying to do today, so stick around. You know what the... How do you even get this key off? Okay, there we go. Okay, you actually don't even need the key to start this bike. You just need the battery. So, in a flat situation, it seems to do okay. The brakes are actually really good on this bike. These brakes are 4-piston. Whoa! These brakes are 4-piston brakes. Wow, look at these jumps. Let's go through these. Okay. Now these, the RX has front and rear suspension, unlike some of the other bikes that Super 73 offers. Whoa! Whoa! Woo. Wow, this is, I'm not gonna lie, this bike's kind of wild right now. I'm gonna tone it down a little bit to 2. Okay. Whoa, there it is from a standstill at full power on the hill. Okay, so imagine you're on a hill and it's still, right? Let's say you're on a hill and it's a red light and it's a hill. Well, look, full power, okay? I'm on unlimited. And look, it's struggling. I mean, it is struggling, look. You have to really like pedal to get it going. That's gotta be my #1 gripe about this bike. The suspension is good enough. DNM, same forks and I want to say rear as like the Segway X260 or like the newer Surons. I'm gonna adjust this real quick, see if I can adjust that rebound to be slower. Like I said, it has great suspension, it has great brakes. The issue I'm having with is the power. Yeah, that feels a lot better when I slow down the rebound. Oh yeah, it feels a lot better. Woo! I'm full power, or throttle only right now, no pedaling. And here we go again with that issue. Going up the hill. I don't know if it's just annoying, guys. It's really annoying. Let's take it through these bumps again. Slow it down a little bit. Mode 2, okay. And then stopped that time. Okay. Whew. That's a workout, I'll tell you what. But look, when it's on the street, when it's on flat, it's actually not too bad. It's not too bad. What I wish it had was just more power. That's all it's really missing. Guys, it's just like more power, more oomph. I don't even mind it at like class 2 or level 2 or whatever this is, right? Level 2 is not too bad. It's flat, it's in the street, but they're marketing this bike as a trail. I don't know what exactly they're marketing it as, but okay. Woo. Okay, so I got some speed. Okay, so if you catch a little bit of speed, it's not too bad. The issue is when like you're coming from a slow or like a dead stop. So another issue that I really have with this is the price, man. 3,400 bucks. It's a lot. It's a lot for an electric bike, and I know Super73 has a lot of marketing behind it. They've already made a brand for themselves, but 3,400 bucks, and you can't get me up a hill. That's like my biggest issue. I mean, I don't have any other issues with this. It's lightweight. I love that it's lightweight. The tires, they're kind of off-roady. It has a great color scheme. It has headlights. The brake lights work. The cranks are tiny. They're tiny. I like the front and rear suspension. It's awesome. Let me ride it around some more, and then we'll go back to the car, and I'll tell you guys what I think. Like, you see how nice these suspension components are? They're awesome. They're really great. I mean, they might not be the best for like off-road. I think this bike is more like a trail bike, right? Like paved. None of this like rough, grassy, bumpy stuff. I keep forgetting this doesn't have a real throttle. And you know, it takes its time getting up there. And I want to say they advertise this bike to have like the full torque above 20 or something like that. Because look, it's getting up there. 30. This is full power, no pedals. Okay, we're cruising at 30. It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, do you really need more than 30? I come from the Sur-Ron, and the Sur-Rons just have a lot of power, right? I don't know. For me, for sure. Could I use this as a street bike? Sure, sure. The terrible power, like no torque on a hill, it kills it for me, man. It really does. I got this bike from Jason. Jason sold this to me for really cheap. He bought it in February of this year for 3,400 bucks, and I offered him 1,800. I think that's still a decent deal, you know. And you know, compared to buying brand new, sure, it's a great deal. It's a great deal. The suspension, the brakes, what it is, in my opinion, yeah, it's worth 1,800 bucks. Do I think it's worth more than $2,000? No, absolutely not. If it had more power, I would say, yeah, that warrants that 3,400 price. But having headlights, brake lights, all that kind of like those are just small things to me, in my opinion. I think the biggest thing I would say is just power. That's all this bike is missing. The suspension is great. It's not an off-road electric bicycle by any means, right? When you compare it to like the Sur-Ron, especially the Sur-Ron, it's like an anywhere bike, and it's an unfair comparison, this bike against the Sur-Ron. But coming from the Sur-Ron, it's at that price range. That's my only gripe about it, is like 3,400 bucks, man. That's what Jason paid, and that's a good deal. That's shipped, right? Super73 advertises it at 3,500 bucks. That's probably not including shipping, right? I don't know where Jason got it from exactly, but again, when you're competing at that price point with a Sur-Ron, get the Sur-Ron. Get the freaking Sur-Ron. If you're gonna pay full price for this bike, consider the Sur-Ron. I mean, it's no competition, really. You can street ride the Sur-Ron. You can street ride the Sur-Ron just as easily as you can street ride these, right? Even better, because when you go up a hill, the Sur-Ron just goes. This goes nowhere. It's really annoying, and it's got to be the most annoying thing about this bike. Now, if you want to go like apples to apples, I would say the Aerial D class, I would get over this. One, it's cheaper. Two, the motors. You have two of them. Two motors. Three, it's faster. I mean, it's got more balls, man. You don't need to pedal going up a hill. From a standstill up a hill with the Aerial D class. I can't say this about the X class, not even the new 52 volt that's coming out, but I can absolutely say it about the D class, because Jason and Splices, we went on a ride, and those guys didn't have issues like this does on hills. Granted, they weren't as fast as me on hills on the Sur-Ron, but when we did it from a standstill compared to this bike, Jason's D-Class just went, man. Hill test, guys. So this is a slight hill test of the aerial D-Class. Ah, yeah! Yeah! Woo! And just went. In fact, the front tire likes to spin out. That's how much torque that bike has. And you know, I'm just surprised that this bike is not capable of more. I wish they would unlock it. Maybe they have some sort of restrictions, or I don't know, man. I don't know much about electric bikes and watts and amps and voltages and all that crap. I just know if I want to pay $300 or $400, I want it to go up a hill. That's the biggest issue I have with this bike. The Aerial X Class is what, $2 grand, a little bit over. The D Class is what, mid 2000s, like maybe $2,400, $2,500, and it does everything better than this bike. Sure, the brakes, they're like single piston or dual piston instead of these are 4-piston. The Aerials have 2-piston brakes. The suspension on this is better. Okay, at the end of the day if I'm going up a hill, I don't want to be struggling. Maybe some things are more important to you guys than others, but you saw me take it off-road. It seems to do okay, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think it does as well as the Sur-Ron. And this and the Sur-Ron are pretty much in the same price point. I know the Sur-Ron went up, but you know, that's because supply and demand. But the price difference right now between the Sur-Ron and this, I would get the Sur-Ron. I'd pre-order it from Lunicycle and get the Sur-Ron all freaking day. If you're getting the Segway, it's kind of like, it's one of those things like, why get a Segway? Just get a Sur-Ron. It's like, you know, it's $1,000 cheaper. Anyway, let's keep riding. Cut through the grass. I just softened up the suspension. Woo! Oh God! Oh Jesus! Woo! Picking up. I mean, it just has zero torque. I mean, just picking up. And again, I think all I'm doing is waiting for the torque to kick in at this point. Oh, there's like a nice little road or gravel dirt trail there. Let's take that back. Let's test this out. No pedals, straight dirt. Ugh. Oh yeah, you do kind of have to stand up a little bit to absorb a lot of that shock. Woo-hoo. See if we can get it to top speed in the dirt. 27. Woo. Oh God! Oh God! This thing does not like big bumps. This thing is definitely made for light trails. It's not for like, whoo, it's definitely not going for like full-on off-road. I will tell you that much. It's wet. Oh. Okay. It's definitely a lot more challenging, but I guess it makes it more fun. So now I'm going for top speed through the dirt. Okay. Luckily this thing has great brakes. I'm not gonna lie, this is still pretty fun. I don't know if the aerial guys can do this. I'm gonna have to take them out here and see. Whoa. So big bumps are definitely a lot more challenging on this bike than the Sur-Ron. But, whew, oh, got through that quick. It looked longer. Alright, so now that I've gotten a chance to actually test ride this bike in all conditions, I've taken it on flat, I've taken it on the light trails, I've even taken it off some BMX jumps. Not that I actually jumped anything. I can honestly say that I do like the bike now. For somebody who's not going to pay what I paid, $1,800, I don't personally think it's worth the $3,400. If you're in the market for an electric bike in the $3,400 range, I highly recommend getting yourself a Sur-Ron, especially if you're trying to go off-road. that bike is way more capable of doing off-road things than this bike. Although this bike, as you can see, it handled it just fine. Oh, it actually handled it pretty decent, and I don't think it's like the king of off-road, but I do think that the Sur-Ron would just smoke this thing. Super73 seems to have marketed this bike for more like off-road users, or maybe even like light trail users. I'm not exactly sure, because these forks, again, these forks are the same forks. This rear suspension is the same suspension. It seems like that's on the Segway or some of the Sur-Rons. They're D&M forks, fully adjustable, and they seem to work really great. My issue is, for $3,400, the suspension and the brakes just seem to be like something they added on to raise the value. I think this has a bigger battery, but again, it's not like it has the power to actually deliver that thrill that some e-bikes have that have bigger batteries. For instance, the aerial rider, the X class, and I would say the D class, right? The X class might be the closer competitor to this. The D class has dual motors. It's got more power. You don't have to wait for it to kick in up a hill. This one you do. Actually, like, once you're stopped, there's not much you can do. Like, if you don't get the momentum going up a hill, you're gonna have a hard time. That being said, if you're looking to just do some light trail rides and do a lot of street riding, this might be the bike for you. You know, you might like the cooler suspension, you know, the dual suspension on this bike. It has the lights and then the rear brake lights, and you don't have to do much to that, right? It's got great stopping power. I don't really know who this bike is for, right? I can tell you who the Sur-Ron is for. I can tell you, you know, who the aerial D class is for, who the aerial X class is for, but this bike, it has really, really good suspension and really, really good brakes. But it's not like a really, really good off-road. It just doesn't make sense in my head, paying $3,400. $1,800, yes, I would pay that all day. I got it at a great price. Thank you to my boy Jason for you know, doing what he does best, buys stuff and then gets tired of them in like 2 seconds. So if you have any more comments, questions, and concerns, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, share it. You know, for me, I would just go get a Sur-Ron, or I would save the money and I'd go get an X class that has dual suspension. That's the only thing the D class is missing, in my opinion, is the dual suspension. But you know, the D class, again, it's a great street bike. The X class seems to be the competitor to this, and I don't think the suspension upgrade is worth that extra, you know, $1,200-$1,300 that Super73 wants. That being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one, because it's raining. It's raining down and my camera's getting wet. Oh my God.